How many have noticed that there's two yous inside of you, at least two, but let's just start with two. There's the you who's committed to being successful, who got yourself into this room here, into this group here, who gets up in the morning and does what you need to do to go and be successful. And then there's the other lazy bugger who's sitting on the couch, wants to have a beer in one hand and a remote control in the other, yes? Who said, doesn't ever want to get out of his or her comfort zone, wants to just follow the path of least resistance. You've all got those two people going on, right? So, which is the one you're going to listen to? Becomes the question. Because every day you make probably hundreds and hundreds of decisions where you have to decide which one of those two is going to be in charge. I'll give you guys a great example. I did this similar presentation to this last night at another meetup. I got home just before 11 last night. I was burned out. It was like, it's a long day getting ready for it and driving down there and all that stuff, meeting everybody. This morning, 5:30, the alarm went off. And the question is in my head, am I going to go to the gym this morning or not? Wednesday's the gym day. Am I going to go or not? Now, do I have lots of reasons why not to go? Absolutely. And yet part of me knows that on the days I get up and go to the gym, I always feel better all day. So it's like, oh, which is going to be? And this success principle is one I learned from Harv Eker. It's called, do what's hard. Do what's hard. The hard thing was for me to get up and get in my car to get to the gym this morning. Once I get to the gym, I'm fine. But getting there is the hard part. Thank you all for motivating me, because I knew that if I did it, I'd be able to tell this story tonight. I'm leveraging you guys in getting me to do what I need to do. But we make hundreds and hundreds of decisions every day. For example, let's say you're on a health kick, right? You go with your friends out for lunch, and you're gonna be healthy. The server comes and says, what would you like? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and are you going to have the salad or the fries with that? Guess what? Oops, what happened to it? It's a moment of decision for you. Does anybody else care? No, it's your success that's at stake. Time after time after time, all day, you're making decisions like this. How many of you had a thought about not coming tonight, honestly? Yeah, you're here. The good guys won. And the thing is, if you follow the path of least resistance, it's not a bad thing. It's just that you become very ordinary, and I don't think anybody in this room wants to be ordinary. Think about your personal relationships. How many want to have good relationships? Yes? In a relationship, isn't it true that in order to keep a great relationship, you have to do what's hard? When things are on your mind, when things aren't working, you have to confront it. If you don't, it doesn't matter if it's an employee, if it's a supplier you're dealing with, or if it's your spouse. If you ignore things that are bugging you, that relationship is doomed. It's not going to go anywhere. You have to do what's hard. And here's what Harv Eker taught me. He used to say, when you do what's hard, life becomes easy. And when you do what's easy, follow the path of least resistance, life very quickly becomes hard. Now, I'm not going to ask how many people in the room have credit card debt, but I will tell you this. First of all, having credit card debt, consumer debt, is like being in jail. It completely takes away your freedom. You started your own business to be free and an entrepreneur. Having debt is the opposite of freedom. You're in jail, yes? You can't leave the country for a month, or you can't stop working, or you can't get sick. You can't do anything. So having debt, in my world, is the worst thing you can do. I mean, debt that's consumer debt. How do you get into debt? It's really simple. You do what's easy. You buy something before you can afford it. I'm 62 years old. When I was growing up, people didn't lease cars or even buy cars on time. You bought a car, right? And now it's like, If you get especially Edmonton, and the oil patch is the worst, those car dealerships, they don't even sell cars. What do they sell? They sell credit. They say, come on in, we can get anybody credit. You've been bankrupt, you've been divorced, all that kind of stuff. We'll get you credit. You go to the car dealership because they'll give you credit, and then you buy whatever car they have. They're not selling cars, they're selling credit. And that completely disempowers you. Every time you pull out your credit card, you're making a decision. Yes, I'm going to put myself into debt, assuming that you're not paying off your balance every month. Think really hard before you do that. Does that serve you creating the life you really want? You have to do what's hard, and life becomes easy, because if you keep overspending, life gets really hard and ugly. Is this making sense? Just doing your work. Working on a project versus watching TV. Making cold calls or calling prospects is what's hard. What's easy is to respond to email. One of the coaches that's in our program, Sean Behrman, she's great. She says, when you first go to work at your desk in the morning, she says, you want to spend your first hour should be green. So what do you mean green? She says, green means in the first hour, only do things that make you money. How many of you got somebody out there that owes you money and you can't get around to calling them? Yes? Lots of you, I know. It's because you're hitting the resistance and deflecting. You got to go through it, and you got to call them. It's part of the getting out of your comfort zone. It's partly doing what's hard. So communication is one of the biggest places you got to do what's hard. This making sense? So give somebody a high five. Say, I do what's hard because I want my life to be easy.